8 weeks ago to the night, West Bloomfield officer Patrick O'Rourke was killed in the line of duty. Officer O'Rourke left behind a wife and 4 kids.
In the days following his death, Amy O'Rourke showed such amazing strength and faith. But how is she doing today? Joanne Purton visited with the family, and Joanne is here now with their story. Joanne.
You know, it really depends on the day how she's doing, Dave and Glenda, as you can understand. Amy lost her best friend when her husband Patrick was killed. In fact, she told us just 2 days after he died that she'd often say, quote, "Everyone needs a Patty." But she is a woman of remarkable faith, and together she and her kids are leaning on each other and others to make it through. Patrick O'Rourke's badge number was 55, a number the O'Rourke family wears so proudly on these Tigers jerseys given to them during a special visit to a game.
We got to meet Skipper.
Oh, Mr. Leland.
Yeah.
Yeah?
We got to meet Pud, this guy.
You did? It's been just one of many shows of support for a family hurting. Amy's beloved husband and the father of little Stephen and these 3 beautiful girls taken from them far too soon. You helping your mom?
Yeah, she's been a little down in the dumps for a while.
I understand, huh?
Yeah.
They are helping each other, and then they're comforting me, which, you know, as a mother, that's tough. But at the same time, it's wonderful.
Amy kept 10-year-old Eileen, 8-year-old Mary, and 5-year-old Andrea home from school on the day I visited because they said they wanted to tell me about their dad.
He was a great role model. He really was. He was just big and friendly. I think they described it as a gentle giant. That was pretty accurate.
He really likes to make chili pancakes, and his favorite singer is Elvis.
I found Sweet Mary talking about her dad, not in the past tense, much like I heard Amy do.
I've been blessed to meet several surviving spouses of police officers that have fallen, and I love phrasing it that way. They taught me that when I met them, versus, you know, the W word, because I'm still his wife, you know, and it's hard for me to say a widow, but so surviving spouse.
I heard you when I got here, you were talking about him in the present tense.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You were saying Pat is, Pat does.
Yeah.
Is that how you still?
I do. I'm struggling to speak past tense.
Yeah.
I suppose I'll get there at some point.
It's been 8 weeks now since that tragic night. Just before the end of his shift, Patrick O'Rourke responded with other officers to a domestic case, a man with guns, possibly suicidal. That night, Ricky Coley shot and killed Officer O'Rourke, leading to an almost 24-hour standoff with police. But just the next day, Amy O'Rourke astounded us as she shared her thoughts with immeasurable grace and faith.
I really feel like he's okay. But also very strongly felt that he forgives Ricky for this.
This is a family who lives their Catholic faith each and every day. Speaking of that forgiveness, because that was so powerful, are you there already?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, immediately, really. To not forgive, that just hurts us, I think. When you carry unforgiveness, it just makes you sick, physically, emotionally, mentally. And, I mean, that's why God wants us to forgive people, because he knows it's going to affect who we are and how we feel.
What hasn't been lost on Amy and her daughters is that there's another little boy who's hurting, Ricky Coley's son.
I know my kids are definitely praying for their little boy. They did that all on their own, which I thought was wonderful. Recognizing that he lost his daddy too.
So it's been her faith, family, friends, even Facebook lifting her up each day. On a page set up in her husband's memory, she shares pictures and her heartache with more than 13,000 people.
I think that is one huge blessing of social media, is you can say, please help me, pray for me, and I mean, instantly, it's right there. And there's his graduation photo.
Does it help looking at things like this?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's all just good memories, yeah. I just wish I could pull them out of the pictures, though.
Pictures and reminders of Patrick are everywhere around the house. The flag from his funeral, his uniform hanging by the front door. He'll never be forgotten, but you can't help but feel this is a family that will make it through.
Stephen's getting big and crawling and eating.
We felt really bad for him because he didn't really get to meet Dad that much.
So what are you going to tell Stephen as he gets older about your dad?
I'm gonna just remind him that he was awesome.
I can get mad. I can get I'm so sad I just want to crawl in a hole in my backyard and never get out of it. Absolutely. But I have 4 reasons to keep going.
You want to say anything about your daddy?
I love him.
You love him. Yeah.
These are special girls. They have been through a lot. They're going through grief counseling to help them as well. Amy also wants to point out a big support for her law enforcement family. Patrick O'Rourke's fellow officers, dear friends, they lost a dear friend, but there's such a support to her as well.
You know, I get chills watching that, and even a little tears in my eyes, and I see some in yours, Joe, because they're in such a positive, peaceful place. Yeah. You know, and it seems like they stay there.
Yeah. Their faith, and it is one of the messages she wants to get out for people. And another message is she says, and she spoke about this at her funeral, work on your relationship. She said, you know, if you've been putting off date night, go. If you've been putting off that family trip, take it. Because they, you know, put off some of those things sometimes. And she said, you never know when you may not have the time to do that anymore.
Wow. Joanne, thank you so much for sharing this story.
She's a special woman and a special family.
Story.
We all wish them the very best.
Yes, we do. Thank you, Joe.